So you know how sometimes you have problems that are so specific to you, you can't really complain about them in public, but I mean, they're still there and they're annoying the shit out of you?
These guys actually solved one of mine. So today we're gonna discuss context. Why is it important and how to use it.
Hello and welcome everyone to what I think is the first Dream Theater mention on this channel. Damn, it's about time. I am very proud to say that this episode is brought to you by Eyal and Or from Modalix and their freshly baked app Beat Scholar, the answer to all our nerdy rhythmic shenanigans. More about them later. Oh, and of course, remember to like and or subscribe if you like geeky rhythmic videos like this one. It's free for you and it helps me a ton. And if you feel extra generous, feel free to join my Patreon page at patreon.com/YogevGabay. Yalla, off we go.
When a new rhythm is introduced, it usually carries some amount of context with it, and that context is the lens that you view that rhythm through. In most Western music cases, it'll be carried out by the drums, so the drums outline the main feel and the rhythmic framework of the song. This context can be achieved by placing the kick, snare, and hi-hat in specific ways. So if, for example, you want to achieve a triplet feel, you can alternate the kick and the snare every 3 beats. Or if you want a 16th note feel, you can alternate them every 4 beats, and so on and so on. I'll give you an example. So it's basically the difference between this meaningless blabber to hearing this blabber in triplets, or hearing it as 16th notes. Notice how the speed of the notes of the piano didn't change, just my perceived tempo and feel did. Now, when you're a musician that knows what's up, and trust me, the Dream Theater guys, they know what's up, you can take this context and use it as a tool and tilt it any way you want. You can make some things sound like other things, and in general you can just use it as a very powerful tension and release tool.
Okay, so today we'll look at The Mirror by Dream Theater, because there's no better song to demonstrate this thing through. This song has an initial rhythmic pattern that repeats and is treated in 3 different ways, changing the context. The mirror pattern is very simple. 3 consecutive notes followed by a rest. Ta-ta-ta, rest, ta-ta-ta, rest, ta-ta-ta, rest, ta-ta-ta, rest. The song starts off with the guitar alone, playing that pattern which has a natural pull towards being heard as groups of 4, because... But soon enough, context number 1 appears. So the drums actually treat these beats as triplets, placing the kick drum, snare, and hi-hat in the appropriate positions, grouping these beats in 3s. So the perceived pulse we get is this. They play a few rounds of that, and then Mr. Portnoy here changes things up and plays a new groove, introducing context number 2. This time he treats the same beats as 16th notes, and again places the kick, snare, and ride appropriately, grouping the pattern into groups of 4. So basically taking the same phrase, the 3 hits and 1 rest, and changing the framework around them.
So when discussing the tempo of the song, there are a few legitimate answers, and it basically depends on your perception and your rhythmic approach.
Anyway, after a few rounds of that, a 3rd shift happens. This time the 16th note feel is still there, but with a different starting point. Good old Portnoy plays a fill and adds an extra 16th note, shifting the perceived starting point from here to here. So now, instead of sounding like this, it sounds like this.
Not bad, not bad.
This is pretty cool stuff. Dream Theater's use of this method is very effective, and they've used it in a bunch of songs. See if you can spot another one, and if you do, put it in the comments.
Okay, so back to the sponsors of this video. This app you've seen on screen, the Beat Scholar, created by two great friends of mine, Or Lubianakir and Eyal Amir, is a great tool for composing and dealing with stuff like this. It makes all the beat placements very clear and visual, and come on, you know how I feel about visualizing beats, right? And it has a ton of other advanced rhythmic features that make it very handy for rhythmic nerds like me, and probably like you.
So I grew up in the same music scene with these two fine gentlemen, and we've collaborated more than once.
Eyal actually mixed these gag quartet videos I've played on. Please ignore my goatee beard. I've done quite a few masterclasses with Or, which were simply phenomenal. And we even recorded some music together a few years back. So when they called me up to tell me about their app, and that I was in the back of their minds when they were working on it, which you can clearly see because everyone knows that I invented circles, I got super excited. In this app, you can maneuver easily between subdivisions, from eighth notes all the way to... I don't know what that is, whatever that is. You can switch subdivisions every quarter note if you want to, and go back and forth between them without your DAW getting a heart attack. That was disgusting, but you get the point. This app can be a standalone app, or you can just use it as a plugin on your workstation. Oh, and there's even a Yogev preset beat list. This is pretty awesome, I'm super excited. They also have a 14-day free trial, so try it out. So, to learn more about Beat Scholar, just click the link below. And go ahead, start composing your beats without taking your DAW to the ER every time you want to use quintuplets. I simply cannot end a video without thanking my dear Patreon supporters, whose donations, big or small, have such a huge impact on my ability to keep doing these, and I really can't thank you guys enough. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the future.